Does PlayStation punish failure too much? And I get failure is something that should be, there should be consequences for it. And I think this game is headed towards a big fucking failure, and that's not anything clever. Everybody, I think you would be hard pressed to find many people that would say this is gonna surprise us. I don't think this is gonna surprise anybody other than just how quick support and players drop, or how quick the game flips to free to play. They put out their season roadmap today, basically. I don't care. Does anybody really care? It's like October, you're getting a new season, a new free gunner, a new map. Who cares, right? If you played the beta, do you fucking care? And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but do you fucking care? I played Marvel Rivals. Again, they get by on the brand, and it's a solid, good game. And if Keely's talking about it at Gamescom opening night in a week, which we'll be streaming, I want to see, can I see Captain America? Can I see, a level set on the outside and inside of the Daily Bugle? I'm in. But Concord, who gives a shit, right? But as I've said, though, this should be able to fail spectacularly. And yes, Sony should be able to go in and go, there's some people, and I hate to just be a dick, but there are some people that were problematic in relation to choices that we think maybe they may not have a home on this team. But it's clearly a beautifully well-made game. Similarly, when you look at the story that little Jason Schreier was talking about, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, when he was on a podcast and he said basically, in essence, heads rolled when the Last of Us 2 Factions multiplayer game after 4 years was canceled. Obviously, I'm not a fly on the wall. Maybe the heads that rolled should very well have rolled because X, Y, and Z that we don't know. But it's between that and this, Pixelopolis being shut down after Concrete Genie. It's just like, the way you learn is by failing sometimes. And if you can identify the quality of the failure or the quality within the failure, then you kind of pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you go again. But I think we've lost something as consumers if this team goes away. I frankly think now, given that Marathon, people are saying is not in a great state, I think now more people are like, well, wait, did you really need to cancel the fucking Factions? Maybe they did. Maybe they fucking did. And then there was another game recently where Sony, it didn't perform. Drawn to Death? No, that was a long time ago. And they gave us another chance, to their credit. But there was another game that didn't perform on PS5 and they shut those guys down. It's just like, failure is, that's how you build. You build off of what you learn. Why are you going to go give that to some other team or some other group of people now? I don't understand it. I do not understand it at all. Kyle Steffi says, if you look at game studios on Wikipedia back in the 90s, studios that closed would have 20 games before they closed. Now some legit get one game before closure. Yeah, absolutely. And I get it. The money, it's more money. But again, that's just bad executiving. You can go, like Mutemo is saying, the Destruction All-Stars team. I don't know where they were. I don't know how many games they had made. I don't think that was their first game. But certainly if you look at the it is ridiculous when you think about it. If you look at the quality of Destruction All-Stars, it was a very high-quality game. It was not a high-quality commercial design. The characters were not good. The game wasn't sticky, but technically speaking, execution-wise, it was really fucking good, especially for a goddamn launch title. And it's just dead. They got scattered to the fucking wind. And I get it, right? They can't spend money on everything. Things have to go, and you're not going to kill the team that just made you a hit. But it is a little weird to me that this seems to be the norm at a big company like Sony. No, I'm sorry, Magnum, you're just wrong. High quality my ass, it looked like a mobile game. No, it didn't. You may be talking about the art style, and certainly creativity is subjective, but no, it really didn't. It did not look like a mobile game. It was a very well-produced, well-made video game. And I'm sorry, if you play mobile games that look this good, then you're from the future, and I would love to know who wins the election, because you're out of your goddamn mind, sir. But anyway, and I don't know, the servers may still be going, but the team's not. And they actually did a lot of improvements on this game. I mean, it was not a bad game. The biggest problem with this game was that it wasn't sticky. That was, even when they went in and they fixed the ramming and they fixed a lot of the kind of internet issues or the connection issues that made a game like this that needs to play well, play a lot better, added some modes. It just, for whatever reason, they could not keep people coming back. And I don't know what the solve was or is to that, but that's a hard problem. But you don't get rid of a team that knows how to do this. This had the problem that, in my opinion, Calling All Cars had, which it was it was fun in little bursts. It was like bubblegum, but you couldn't play more than 2 matches before you wanted to move on. But no, I'm sorry, this does not look like a mobile game. It doesn't look like The Last of Us on PS5 Remastered Part 1, but it's not supposed to. Does everything have to look that way to be? There's the problem. There's your fucking problem right there. All you guys bitching about, why aren't games fun anymore? Why is everybody playing it safe? Well, because some of you guys are so obsessed with the visuals and not the gameplay, that, that's what you get. I don't want to play an indie game. I don't want to play it looks like a AA game. AA. Fine. Then you know what? Fuck you. Go enjoy your gaming experience of, 2 or 3 big games a year that play like everything else but look great. And then maybe whatever it is that you think you get from that, the joy, or maybe you've got a girl you think will finally be impressed if she sees you playing a big video. I don't know. But it's ridiculous. Gaming is the best art form out there, and so many of you guys just shit all over it because it's like, it's not pretty enough. It doesn't make my penis hard. The PlayStation fan base says 1 minute is just used to The Last of Us graphics. It looks nowhere near that. They don't want it. Well, then they're dumb. And Sony has laid down with the enemy, if that's the case. If the majority of that fan base only care about graphics, all these people who say, oh, Jaffe, you're salty about Sony. Fuck you, motherfucker. The Sony I came up with is not that Sony anymore. If these people at Sony are really are so loyal and committed to pleasing the graphics whores and that's their number one priority, then no, it's not my favorite video game publisher anymore. And they don't want me and I don't want them. Fuck that. My God, there's so many cool fucking video games out there. The graphics don't look, fuck you. And more importantly about that, do you realize that the graphics that you were coming in your goddamn pantyhose about 4 months ago are now yesterday's news? I mean, that's the funny part is, unless you're a brand new person on the planet, how many experiences have you gone through where you say, oh my God, it's amazing. And then it stops being amazing and something else is amazing. It's like being married to a supermodel and you get bored of her. I want another supermodel now. Drives me crazy. Drives me nuts. Oh, there you go. The Order 1886. That was the other team I was thinking of. Now, again, I don't know. I don't know if Ready at Dawn, which just shut down, not because of Sony, but I don't know just because if the Order was a failure, did Sony say, get out of here, we don't want you? Or maybe they said, we love you, but we're not going to let you make this fucking game again, like a sequel. I don't know. But if it was just because it failed, then shame on them, because that's an amazing fucking team. And yeah, they made a game that they shouldn't have made, that needed more gameplay, and, shame on the Sony producers for letting it happen. But, you don't throw the baby out with the goddamn bathwater. Vitaphone, thank you, buddy. Member for 33 goddamn months. He shows up and he says this. He says, Sony built a brand on WoW. They have done it for the beginning. It was cheaper to push the envelope. Doesn't mean they aren't culpable. I agree. Oh, there's no doubt, man. They've dug their own grave. I agree with you. And they need to fix it lickety fucking split, man. I mean, one could argue, I know that right now Helldivers is kind of struggling to keep its players up, and people are upset about some of the changes, but that game has made so much money at this point, and more importantly, it's a game that doesn't look brilliant. It's not a bad-looking game. It's a total fine-looking game, but it ain't like, oh my fucking God. And what a great lesson I hope Sony learns from that. Is like, what do you mean? We don't have to spend all this fucking money on all kinds of crazy proprietary engine and animation systems and all this shit. We can just make something fun that's commercial and we'll make our money back. What the fuck? Why didn't nobody tell me that? I hope so. I hope so.